Hi, I'm Lauren again. You probably remember me from my previous YouTube videos. I did actually have an interesting topic to talk about today. I don't know how many of you all can relate to this, but this is actually more of kind of a rant video, I guess. I actually want to talk about Job Corps and how much it sucked never go there. Job Corps was a horrible, horrible place. And now I'm going to actually put the Job Corps Center that I went to on blast. It's in Morganfield, Kentucky. And Morganfield is spelled Morganfield, Kentucky. And yeah, the one I went to is called Earle C. Clements Job Corps Academy. Never ever go there. They pretty much lied to me about everything that I did. I went to, let's see, for one thing, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else or anything like that, but I did actually graduate from a college prep high school in 2008. I did actually graduate with my little honors course and everything like that. You know, I did have some extracurriculars under my belt. I even went off to college for a year after I graduated from high school, right? So, you go to Job Corps, and no offense, but Job Corps is usually a place for people that haven't graduated high school or they're trying to get their GED, and it's also a place for you to get a trade. So, but I did actually go into my admissions counselor that day, the one in my hometown in Kansas City, Missouri. I told her my exact situation. I'm like, listen, I already graduated high school. I went off to college for a year. So I just want to go do something new, and maybe I had actually heard the Job Corps, not only because I wanted another skill. I had already had some extracurriculars and some things like that. So I was like, it wouldn't hurt me to get another skill, and I've always liked to cook. I've always done some cooking around my house or whatever, right? So I'm like, maybe I'll go in for culinary, something like that. That always sounds fun. And so I thought, I could go get my skill, and then I also heard that they put you through college, right? And that's what my admissions counselor told me. One of the first lies she told me, this is kind of trivial now, but she was like, oh, well, and I forgot this bitch's name too, my admissions counselor. I called it there when I was actually at Job Corps, and they said she doesn't even work there anymore. But when I actually went to apply to Job Corps, whatever, what they told me was that, you wear a uniform 5 days a week, and again, going to a Catholic or a private school your whole life, I was used to that anyway. I was used to wearing a uniform, so I'm like, okay, wear a uniform 5 days a week. And she was like, oh, but in the cafeteria and in the movie theater on campus and all of this and that, you can wear whatever you want to. And I was like, really? I don't have to, there's no dress code at all other than the uniform you have to wear to school? And she's like, oh, no, you can wear whatever you want. And this is my signature style. I wear a lot of tank tops. I wear tight jeans or whatever. Yeah, tight jeans like this, and that's my signature style right there. That's a lot of what I have in my closet. And probably I did kind of start there, in March of 2010. So this is after I'd already gone to college for a year. So at first I probably didn't. It probably didn't bother me that much, but then it probably didn't bother me that much with the dress code or whatever, because it was starting to get cold. Then they told me that I couldn't wear my star earrings, and if anybody knows me well, since 8th grade, I've always worn star earrings, star necklaces, star hair clips. That's all I wear. Don't tell me I can't wear my stars anymore. Yeah, I was actually, they have you go through these classes the first month that you're in there. I'm like, okay, I'll humor these people. I'll act like I don't have like I never went to college before, and like I never graduated high school. I'll just pretend, okay? And, like the third week in there, one of my teachers told me, oh, you can't wear those type of earrings. Yeah, that's what she said, and I'm like, are you serious? What's wrong with star earrings? I could kind of see that, because again, my skill was culinary. I could see not wearing those type of earrings for safety reasons, but in academics, I couldn't wear my stars in there. And academics, by the way, again, I don't know how much any of you know about Job Corps, but again, academics, no offense, but I think that should be for just people that are trying to get their high school diploma or their GED, not people like me that have already been there and done that. And I even told them that. And for some reason, they still put me in academics. their first mistake with how they screwed me over. They have you take this test called a TABE test, T-A-B-E. That's Test of Adult Basic Education, right? And I was like, sure, I'll take that. They said, oh, don't take it seriously. It's just to see where you are, yada, 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 right? That's what they tell you. And so I take the test, and they say, oh, you taped out a reading. You're really good at English. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's my English is my favorite subject, and so is reading. And they're like, oh, but you have to go to academics for math class. And I'm like, are you serious? You're having me in high school or fucking 5th grade fractions when I already took college math. Why are you putting... I mean, I don't think the TABE test proves anything. I mean, I was able to pass every single math class from kindergarten all the way until 12th grade. Don't insult my intelligence like that. That's where they first screwed up. And that's how they screwed me up with the college thing, too. That they were like, oh, your TABE scores aren't high enough for you to get into college. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it's not high enough for me to get into college? I've already been to college. How can you tell me that I can't get accepted into something that I've already been accepted into? Then there's this whole thing. I actually applied to this one college in Morganfield, Kentucky, and I got accepted. And then they kept raising the levels of the TABE test or whatever. And I'm like, are you serious? And you know what? You know who I'm going to put on blast for this? It's Jillian Russellberg. It's this, she's short like me. She's about my height, 5'2", blonde, this petite little white woman that works up at Job Corps. I blame that bitch for that. Jillian Russell bitch, that's what I call her. And I hope she fucking sees this video too. But, no, I mean, when I first met her, when everybody said, oh, she sucked and fucked her way to the top, I'm like, oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. She seems nice or whatever. But then she screwed me over not only on the college thing, but I was late getting my driver's license and everything like that. So, they had to put me in driver's ed, and driver's ed is supposed to be every other week from your academics that I didn't need, by the way, and, you know, and every other week from your skill class. So, I mean, it took me longer to finish my skill. It took me longer to finish academics because they screwed up my driver's ed schedule. And I still didn't have my driver's license by the time I graduated high school. You know when I got my driver's license? When I was 21, when I had already gotten back home. I mean, the only thing Job Corps really helped me with was they let me get a trade, and they let me certify in that trade. But since they didn't let me do advanced training, since they didn't let me do the college program there, you know what I did? I ended up coming home. I found my own job. I got my own driver's license. I got my own car. Job Corps didn't do shit for me. And my boyfriend at the time that went to Job Corps, I'm not going to say whether or not we're still together because, again, people would be like, oh, you're just mad because Job Corps made y'all separate and you still want to be with him. Or, oh, Job Corps made y'all break up. So I'm not going to say whether or not we're together. But, I mean, they screwed him up on his trade. They made him, like, I mean, if anybody knows me, you probably know who I'm talking about. But, for one thing, they screwed him up on his trade, not only with the academics thing, too. He also came to Job Corps with his high school diploma, and he went to trade school. So his situation was kind of similar to mine, except he already had his driver's license and everything when he got there. But they pretty much screwed him up on that, too. They didn't even let him certify. They let him get his trade, but they didn't let him certify in that trade. And he wanted to go into the military. He wanted to go into the Air Force. They didn't even let him fucking finish pre-mil. So all he left with was a trade. And the fucked up part about this whole thing is that when you first start at Earle C. Clements Job Corps Academy, everything that you do is like written out on like a list or whatever. Everything that you have to accomplish. It's like if you want to get your GED, your high school diploma, your if you want to do college. And I'm like, they can't fucking make me graduate yet. They didn't let me do everything that they agreed to let me do. And I even, of course, me being the person I am, I even told Miss Russell bitch that. I called her Russell Berg back then. That's her real name. But I even told her that one time. I was like, you didn't even let me finish. Job Corps. And I was like, and not only that, they promised me and my boyfriend that we would get public housing. That we would, because that's what Job Corps actually has to do. They're kind of obligated to do that. If you don't have a place to go back home to or whatever, they pretty much have to let you they pretty much have to let you get a house off campus. They pretty much have to set you up with some kind of housing, and that's what they told you. They were like, oh, you can go to college, and we can set you up in a dorm here for student housing and all that. I'm like, yay, sign me up for that. That's what they said that they were gonna do, and they did. You know what the fuck they did? They made me graduate, and they made me leave my boyfriend there, or boyfriend at the time there, and then I went home. Obviously, keep in mind I was at Job Corps for 10 months. So I mean, on top of it being a bad economy, it was already hard enough for me to find a job. But since I was at Job Corps, and I thought that they would help me with college and getting my career and everything back on track, yeah, that's what I thought. I had lost 10 months of job experience that probably everybody else, all my friends back at home, had already had. So essentially, what happened with that, since they didn't let me get since I couldn't go to advanced training or anything like that, I went home and it was next to impossible for me to find a job. You know what I was able to do with my so-called culinary certificate and my certification? You know what I was able to do with that? I worked at Sonic. Do I look like somebody that would work at Sonic? I don't think so. But that's not me being stuck up. That's just a fact, though. But but yeah, so I worked at Sonic for a while. Then the hours got shorter there, and they just got shorter and shorter, and to the point that the hours were non-existent. Then I had a few jobs after that. I'm actually working at a call center now, so I guess the joke's kind of on them. I ended up finally doing something worthwhile. But I'm just saying, I mean, if anybody is thinking about going to Job Corps to help them, especially that Earle C. Clements Job Corps Academy in Morganfield, Kentucky, don't go to that one. I heard that there are some good ones in some other states, but don't go to that particular one. Because they will screw you up, they will lie to you, they will get you all hyped up for a whole bunch of shit that's never going to fucking happen. And not only that, they force couples into long-distance relationships. They pretty much screw you over on every single thing. So, no, I would never recommend Job Corps, especially that particular one. What I would recommend for people that are like, ooh, how do I get my life back on track? What I would recommend is stay in high school, go all the way through, then go to college or some type of trade school. Well, first of all, figure out your career, figure out what you want to do with your life. Because realistically and honestly, college isn't for everybody. And sometimes you can actually accomplish quite a few good things with or without a high school, well, I don't know about high school diploma, but with or without a degree, you know? So, I mean, if you want to go to cosmetology school, sign up for that. If you want to be a nurse, sign up for that. Go to college and do that. But, I mean, don't think that Job Corps is going to help you with anything, because they're not. I mean, everything that I have now, everything that I work for, I pretty much have done that all on my own. So, don't think the Job Corps is going to help you with anything like that. And I'm pretty sure that everybody that went to this particular Job Corps or that is going there now will probably know exactly where I'm coming from with this. And, I mean, maybe it was just my timing, maybe it was just the people that work there, maybe there's some people that had better experiences there than me, but no, I would never go back there. And here's a good question that people are probably wondering. They're like, well, you graduated from high school in 2008, and you went to, you were at UCM from 09 to 010. Wait, no, 08 to 09, that's when I went to UCM. And then you went to Job Corps in 2010, and they're like, why are you just ranting about that now? And I'm like, because sometimes I'm just around thinking just like, wow, I'm just thinking about all the things that I've done for myself that Job Corps wasn't able to do for me. And the guy that I met at Job Corps, the same thing with him. I mean, probably the only reason why we're able to get anywhere is just because of just me and him. So, no. In conclusion, never fucking go to Job Corps. It sucks. They're not going to help you with anything. And Jillian Russell, bitch, I hope you see this. Bye.